Hello there. I am Big Bad John, and I'm a geek. I'm a massive fan of all of geek culture, be it film, TV, comics, cartoons, books or games. While the rest of the world hides their geekiness while simultaneously watching anything with a cape on the big screen, here we celebrate all aspects geeky, and then wear t-shirts with obscure jokes written on them. That's right, from our secret bunker 24 miles below the surface of the Earth, we bring you the Missing Monkey Geek Quiz Podcast. I am your host, Big Bad John, and playing tonight we have Joy Phillips.
Hello.
Scott Large.
Hi.
And Mark Furness.
Hello.
As ever, we have a scorekeeper and judge with a shotgun. We have Muriel on the bell. For the buzzer rounds, Joy will be playing with a Scott on a and Mark with a. And before we get started, we have a little bit of housekeeping to do. First of all, we define geek, for those of you curious. Geek is specifically, and I can't stress this enough, geek is whatever I decide is geek. That's the joys of being the host. The second part is sometimes errors slip through the cracks, and occasionally we get some details wrong. Like, for example, if you listen to the previous episode, Christine was a 1957 Plymouth Fury, the Spy Hunter car was a G6155 Interceptor, and Eleanor from Gone in 60 Seconds changes depending on whether you're looking at what it's supposed to be, what scenes you're looking at, or even what the script says it's supposed to be. All I can tell you is that I'm never touching car makes and models ever again. I personally will take all the blame and all the critical emails that come in about it, but other than that, unless it really matters, we're just going to press on. Now, who's ready to play?
Yay.
Yeah.
Joy?
As I'll ever be.
Right. In which case, we dig into round one. Round one is on the buzzers. Right, so hands on buzzers. If you get a question right, then I'll ask you and only you a question to follow up. Each question will be worth a score of 1 point. The follow-up questions will be worth 1 point. If you know the answer that I'm not asking you personally, please feel free to throw in the answer, but you won't score the point for it. If we're ready, let's crack on. Again, let's test the buzzers. Mark, Scott, Joy, and round one, question one. In the living daylights, MI6 do a training exercise right at the start by invading where?
Gibraltar?
Well done, Mark, 1 point. Your follow-up question. What's the English translation of Smersh Spionem?
Oh, I think it's Death to Spies.
Well done, another point. Question two. What's the name of the branding on a My Little Pony's rump? Anybody?
I'm slightly glad I don't know.
Mark?
Would it be a brony stamp?
No. Neither is it a tramp stamp.
Is it a horseshoe?
Nope. It's called a cutie mark.
If you
Well
say
done.
so.
Question three. What's the highest number on Mean Machine's dial? Scott?
11?
No. Anyone else? Joy?
12.
Nope. Mark, do you want to throw in?
20?
Nope, it's 4. He has a dial that goes to 1, 2, 3, 4 that starts off at surly, mean, vicious or brutal.
Who's Meat Machine?
Mean Machine is from 2000 AD. He's a Judge Dredd villain.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Right. As noted, I'm not always going to give you the context for the question. You've got to work that out for yourself.
Yeah.
Right. Question 4. What does BA stand for in BA Baracus? Scott?
Bad attitude.
Yes, well done. 1 point. Right, your follow-up. Who was the female compatriot of the A-team? Ooh, he's thinking.
No.
Anyone?
I'm too.
No.
It was Amy.
Oh.
Right, question 5. Which clan of the Camarilla are the notably insane? Mark.
Malkavian.
Indeed. Your follow-up question. How many kindred are there in the second generation?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, I would say there's definitely 3, but there's sometimes 4. It depending on which books you read.
Pick one.
3.
Yay, well done. They were Zilla, Irad and Enoch, depending on how you want to pronounce any of them.
Yeah, I'd go with that.
Okay. Question 6. The Deathly Hallows consist of a stone in a ring, a wand, and Joy.
Cloak.
Yes, well done, 1 point. Your follow-up question. What's the Hufflepuff house animal?
It's a badger.
Yes, well done.
The bumbling badger of mediocrity.
Okay then.
Nothing wrong with mediocrity.
Oh, bless Cedric. Question 7. Who played the Gecko brothers in the film From Dusk Till Dawn? Mark.
George Clooney and Quentin Tarantino.
Well done. Your follow-up question. What colour was Quentin Tarantino in Reservoir Dogs? He's thinking.
Ooh.
He's thinking. Come on.
Blue?
No. Anyone else want to throw in the right answer? He was Mr. Brown. He made a big point of really complaining about being Mr. Brown. Question 8. Which author created the Seven Endless? Scott.
Patrick Rothfuss.
No. Mark.
Garth Nix?
No. Joy.
Never heard of it.
Neil Gaiman. They were part of the Sandman set.
Oh, God, who's ever read that?
Clearly no one on this side of the table.
No points. Question 9. Zephram Cochrane was the first human to discover what?
Warp travel.
Yeah, warp speed. Question 9A, your follow-up. What was the name of Khan's ship?
The Botany Bay?
Yes, well done. Question 10. Name Link's sword. Mark.
It's not the Master Sword, is
It is the
Oh my
Master
God.
Sword. Well done.
I've never played that game.
We should. I'm enjoying it.
All right, I'm forgetting.
In fact, I'm playing the Spirit Tracks at the minute. It's great.
It's Nintendo. Who plays Nintendo?
I do. Your follow-up question. Can you name any one of the 3 Triforces?
Oh, God. Is one of them something stupid like hope?
No. Anyone else? Okay, the 3 Triforces were the Triforce of Power, the Triforce of Wisdom, and the Triforce of Courage. The Triforce of Hope fell off the end. Question 11. Feel the magic, hear the roar. Who or what are loose? Scott. Scott?
Thundercats.
Scott?
Thundercats.
Well done. Okay, your follow-up question. Which dying planet did the Thundercats flee from, kicking off the story?
Thunder.
Nearly. I'll let you go on. No, it was Thundera. Just a couple of letters there, but you don't get the point. No. Question 12. What is the name of Wonder Woman's magical lasso that forces people to tell the truth? Mark.
Is it the Lasso of Truth?
It is! Well done. Have a point.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, your follow-up question. What's the name of the island that is the home of the Amazons?
Is it Amazonia?
No, it's not.
Not quite that obvious.
Anyone got an answer? It was Themyscira or Paradise Island. Question 13. How many rooms are there in the original Cluedo house? Not counting corners.
8.
No. Anyone else? Scott? You
I
buzzed in.
was going to say 8.
Oh, well.
12.
No, it was 9. All right. Question 14. If the Elder Scrolls 5 was named Skyrim and 4 was Oblivion, what was 3? Oh. Mark.
Oh, bugger.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot.
No, it wasn't called over.
No,
It wasn't. Let's try.
it was Morrowind. Next question. Who created Adventure for the Atari? Yeah, you're all... Come
It
on.
wasn't Steve Jackson, was it?
No, it wasn't. Anyone else? It was Warren Robinett. Question 16. What was Ulysses' small robot called? Scott.
No.
Indeed. Your follow-up question. Ulysses, no one else can do what?
The things you do.
Well done, have a point.
Bringing peace and justice to all.
Indeed. Question 17. For how many seconds must thou cook the holy hand grenade of Antioch? Mark.
5.
No. Joy.
3.
Yes. 3, no more, no less. 3
4 is
shall...
right out. 5 is right out.
Maybe it's right out.
Die.
Clearly, I'm King Arthur.
It's still right out.
4 shalt thou not count, neither count thou 2, excepting that thou then proceed to 3. Well done, have a point. Question 17A, your follow-up. Do you want this in the silly voice or not?
Oh, go on, I'm not answering a silly voice.
You want the silly voice?
Do it.
Yeah.
Do it, silly.
No, I can't do it.
Pie su domine.
Sorry.
Dona eis requiem.
Well done, but since Joy was...
And the other contestants have knocked themselves out, giving me the next.
Well done, but since it was Joy's question, you don't get the point.
I'd like to point out.
At least we did it in harmony.
Yeah, true.
Very pretty.
When I first watched Monty Python and Grail, I was quite young, and I actually did that with a wooden tray, and
It doesn't hurt.
it doesn't hurt.
No, I usually use a book.
Yeah.
Yeah. It translates to Our Lord Jesus, grant them rest.
Oh,
Yes, it's actual real Latin, believe it or not.
I believe
From
that.
the Python team, I expect it to be real Latin.
Question 18. What's the more common name of H2SO4? Scott.
Sulfuric acid.
Well done. Your follow-up question. What's C2H6O?
C2H6O is ethanol.
Indeed it is. Well done.
Booze.
Question 19. Which Studio Ghibli film is based on a novel by Diane Wynne Jones? Mark.
Ooh. Well, how's Moon Castle?
Yeah, I'll go with that one.
Because they've got Tales of Earthsea. Oh, that's Ursula Le Guin. Yeah, I was right. But I almost got myself out of a point.
The correct answer is indeed Howl's Moving Castle. Right, your follow-up question. Who voiced Howl for the English dub?
Was it Christian Bale?
It was Christian Bale. Well done. And the final question for this round, question 20. Before he was the Sorcerer Supreme, what sort of medical doctor was Doctor Strange? Anyone? Mark.
Was he a brain surgeon?
He was a brain
That is a
surgeon.
complete guess.
Yes. You're doing well on the guesses today.
Better than a proctologist.
Well, I was going to go with gynecologist, but
No?
then I thought, nah.
Okay, your follow-up question, your final follow-up question for this round. Where does he call home? Or what does he call his home?
I was going to say wherever he laid his hat, but I don't know.
No? Anyone want to throw in here? It is the Sanctum Sanctorum. And that is the end of round 1. And the scores on the doors, we have Joy with 3 points, Scott with 6, and Mark with 12. Well done, all of you. And welcome back to the Missing Monkey Geek Quiz podcast. For round 2, we have specialist subjects, 15 questions for each individual player. And first up is Joy. Your specialist subject is Tabletop, a web series by Will Wheaton where he plays board games with famous people online. You can find it at YouTube on the channel of Geek and Sundry. Are you ready?
No.
Good. That's the way to handle this. 15 questions, no timer, just see what you... 15 questions, no timer, just answer the question. 15 questions, no timer, just see what you... Just try and get them right.
I'll try my best.
Okay.
I promise I'll try.
Right. Digging in, 15 questions just for you. Question 1. How many episodes has Felicia Day played?
4.
Nope. 6.
Oh.
Question 2. What was the very first game played on the very first episode of Tabletop?
This would help if I'd seen them in order.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody's on the YouTube channel has seen them in order.
Make a guess.
Make a guess.
Time's running out.
Last Night on Earth.
Nope, it was Small World. All right. From the episode of The Lords of Waterdeep, which mystical creatures cover all profanity when it's spoken or waved across the table? And it comes...
Is it an owlbear?
It is the Owlbears. Have a point.
Yay!
All right. In the small games episode, they play 3 games. Can you name 2 of them?
Zombie dice.
Is one.
And
Time's running out. Make a guess. Not that I'm putting pressure on. I'm now staring at you.
It's so hard when you're staring at
I know.
me.
Everybody in the room, stare away from her.
It doesn't help. No, I can't think of the name.
It was
Dragon Age one of them?
Nope. It was Zombie Dice, Get Bit, and Sorrow. It was the Flying Dragons game. So,
I was thinking.
question 5. Who directs every episode of Tabletop?
Will Wheaton?
Nope. Her name's Jennifer Arnold. Question 6. How many extended editions have been released up to date?
I can think of 3.
Okay. Do you want to... Is that your final answer?
No, I'm going to go with 5.
Oh, so close. It was 6.
It's all wonderful your day, isn't it?
All right. Question 7. So far, there have been 2 episodes where nobody wins. Can you name either one?
Last Night on Earth? No, there's always a winner in Last Night on Earth. Nope.
It was either Pandemic
Oh, of course.
or Forbidden Island.
Because they're, yeah,
The ones where the game wins.
where the game wins, yeah.
Okay. Question 8. Do you know what game kicked off season 2?
Again, order would have helped.
Mm-hmm.
There
There was quite a gap between season 1 and season 2, though.
was quite a gap. I can't even see this is how nervous I am. Oh, and Betrayal of the House on the Haunted Hill.
No, sadly enough, that's wrong. It was Formula Day.
No.
All right. Question 9. When Will Wheaton wins, who does he present the certificate to?
He presents it to a cardboard cutout of Will Wheaton.
He does indeed. Well done. Have a point.
Yay!
Question 10. How many times has Will lost, not counting co-op losses?
20.
Oh, it was 11. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
Will Wheaton, you always lose.
Yeah.
He's lost in life.
But there's also follow-up things.
Question 11. When did the first episode air? When did it all kick off? I'll even take the month.
April 2012.
Oh! It was March 2012.
Oh.
In fact, it's even worse than that. It was March 30th, 2012.
Oh!
So delays that, you know, they
Oh, so
released
that
that in
was
America.
delayed to the UK.
Is that
yeah.
American time zone? Oh, no, it's 31 days in March.
Sadly enough, no. Question 12. The 3rd season was funded via Indiegogo. Do you know what the initial target amount was?
500,000.
Indeed, well done. Have a point. All right. At the start of season 2, the winner's award switched from a trophy to a certificate. What did he call the certificate?
The tabletop winner's certificate?
No, it was the Certificate of Awesome.
Of course it was.
Question 14. When was the first International Tabletop Day?
Sometime July 2013.
Oh, it was March 30th, 2013.
Of course it was, because it was
And your final question. How many times has Will won, not counting co-op wins?
5.
Oh, so close.
Oh.
6.
Can I just go
You're
in?
very good at missing by one.
I am. I'm so. It's that one episode I've not seen.
I tell a lie. I read it wrong off my sheet here. It was 7. So you were off by 2.
That's okay. Can I have a cardboard cutout of Will to join me on the losers chair?
Yeah, I'll try and arrange one for later.
Thank you.
All right. And going second in our specialist subject round. In fact, how many did you score? Joy, you scored 3
I've
points.
caught up with Scott. He needs to not get anything right now.
That's a high possibility.
Right. Scott, your specialist subject is Narnia, the Chronicles of Narnia. For this, we're talking about the books and only the books. We're not talking about the films, the BBC recreations of, or any other media. Are you ready?
As ready as I'll ever be.
All right. Question 1. What was the previous occupation of Frank, the first king of Narnia?
I want to say carpenter, but it's not.
No. Anyone else?
Wasn't he the gardener?
No, he was a cabbie. Him and his horse came through.
Yeah.
Question 2. What tree provided Diggory and Polly's breakfast on the second day of Narnia?
Is it an oak?
No, it was a toffee tree that grew from the toffee sweets in his pocket, that fell out of his pocket on the fertile ground. All right then, let's try something a bit different. Question 3. Can you name... No, not can you name. Will you name? Name 3 of the 4 Pevensey children.
Edmund, Lucy, Peter.
And Susan. Well done, have a point. Question 4. Can you name the horse and his boy?
No.
Okay. You don't get a point, but well done. Question 5. Or shall I give you the answer?
That would be helpful.
Okay. The horse was called Bree, and the boy was Shasta, or Core, as you found out later on in the book. Right. Question 5. Spoilers. Question 5. Which creature was the first joke?
The duck?
It was a jackdaw, and incredibly proud he was too. Question 6. What's the name of the area on the Narnia side of the wardrobe?
No, no idea.
It's named after a landmark.
It's not the altar.
It's the Lantern Wastes, because
Well,
that's
that's
where the
TVCs.
lantern was. Question 7. How many missing lords was the Dawn Treader searching for?
5?
7. Seems to be a curse tonight. Question 8. Which cursed item... Spoiler. Which...
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert for a book written in 1952. Which cursed item turns Eustace into a dragon?
Was it chainmail?
No, Joy.
Bracelet?
It was a gold bracelet. Although I'd have to redefine cursed if it turns you into a dragon. I'd be quite happy.
Oh
as
no,
well.
I'm cursed. Destroy the
But the
world.
bracelet was a bit small for him, it did hurt.
Yeah.
Be a dragon with asthma.
Oh, he cried a bit.
That would be bad. Dragon with asthma?
No, okay. Question 9. What sort of creature was Puddleglum? Time's
Is it a
ticking.
duck?
No,
No.
it was a marsh wiggle. Obviously.
Full of glum, marshmallow, of course.
Nobody likes the silver chair.
All right, question 10. Who was the captain of the White Witch's secret police? You're doing
It
so
wasn't
well.
a centaur.
You're doing so well, I'll give you the species if you can name it.
No.
It was Morgrim the Wolf. All right, question 11. What lies underneath Aslan's How? We're doing really well tonight, aren't
Yeah.
we? Fabulous.
You chose the best specialist.
I hope it's his meth lab.
Not quite.
Aslan's got rank. I can see it.
Yeah.
Is it the burial, the body of the White Witch?
No, it was the stone table. All right.
What was on it?
Question 12. What was special about Dr. Cornelius, Prince Caspian's tutor?
He was a satyr?
He was part dwarf. The small part. Question 13. Why did Susan not return for the last battle?
Was it because she was too old?
I'll allow that. Go on.
Was it because she was actually having a life?
I'll give you a point for that, Scott. She was all grown up and stopped believing. Right. Question 14. What title is used by the ruler of the Calamines?
I don't know.
It was the Tisroc. And your final question, let's see if you get this right. Written on the gate of the garden in the valley in the Western Wilds is a verse and a warning. I want you to give me the final line. I'll read off the first three. Come in by my golden gates or not at all. Take of my fruit for others or forbear. For those who steal or those who climb my wall
No.
shall find their heart's desire and find despair. Well done. You have scored in your specialist subject round 2 points.
Yay!
Well done.
Not as bad as you.
Okay.
Worse than me.
Mark.
Hi.
Hi, how are you doing?
Not too bad, apparently.
Feeling confident and lucky?
It's hard to feel confident when you've got this kind of lead. It's easy when you to feel this confident when you've got this kind of lead, but it could all go to pot, I'm sure.
All right then.
Okay.
Let's start your round. Your specialist subject is Cabin Pressure, a Radio 4 comedy stretching over 4 series starring Benedict Cumberbatch, Roger Allen, Stephanie Cole and John Finnemore. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Let's hope you do slightly better than the others. I'm guessing you might.
Okay.
Question 1. What does MJN stand for?
My Jet Now.
Well done. Have a point. Question 2. Which episode is the only one without all 4 of the regular actors?
Is it... No. Ooh, Oh, so close. Is it Rotterdam?
No, it's not. It's Newcastle.
Yes, of course.
Martin was replaced by Tom Goodman Hill because Benedict Cumberbatch had a sore throat. Oh.
Yeah.
Question 3. What is the process for making fizzy yoghurt?
Oh, God. I can't remember. It's something to do... It's obviously Arthur in the galley, but... Nah, I can't remember it.
It's yoghurt plus time.
Yes.
Question 4. At what number of passengers does it become compulsory to carry at least one flight attendant?
Oh, bugger. Right. I'm going to get this wrong.
Yep.
Because it's going to be one of the other ways. Is
Yep.
it 18?
It's 19.
Because have they got 16 seats?
They have 16 seats.
Yeah, I knew it was something like that.
Well done.
Oh, well.
I love that episode.
It is a good episode.
Question 5. What does Martin's sister do for a living?
Traffic warden.
Indeed. Well done. Have a point. Do you want to give up there?
No.
Okay.
Good while you're at.
Question 6. How many points do you get for a New York taxi?
No points.
Correct. Taxis definitely don't count in yellow car and points aren't a thing. Question 7. Beside the van, what was Martin left by his father?
His circuit tester. His electronic circuit tester. His dad's.
It was a multimeter.
Multimeter.
And 2 items. You need both.
His multimeter. Oh, yeah, it's called his signet ring.
I'll allow that.
Yeah.
The actual answer is his toolkit and his multimeter, but
you'd forgotten the signet ring.
no, in a later episode, he's got his
Ah.
father's signet ring. He never said he was left it, so I'm
That's
assuming
a
he
good
stole
point.
it from the body.
Yeah, fair point, yeah. Probably did.
Okay.
May I check? Was that yes a point, no point?
I'm going to allow it because he got 2 out of 3. He is, but that's because he knows it.
He is kind of winning on merit.
He-
Cheating now again.
I cheated. I actually watched this stuff.
Right. Question 8. Which major airline did Douglas previously fly for?
Air England?
And he was fired for smuggling.
Yeah. Complications, sticky fingers and all that.
Question 9. Where was the final location of the travelling lemon?
Martin's hat.
It was on Martin's hat. Question 10. What cheese does Carolyn habitually steal?
The camembert?
The camembert. Well done. Question 11. Since Mali was suffering a civil war, on which island does Douglas recreate Timbuktu?
I believe it's Sardinia.
It is. Well done. Question 12. What did Carolyn pick as the perfect birthday gift for Herc?
It was a stuffed sheep. Do you need the name?
No, I'll go with a stuffed sheep.
Good, because I can't remember the name.
I don't remember that it had a name.
It did.
Oh.
Yeah, it had like something the third.
Okay.
Yeah.
Question 13. Which two things attract Arthur into wanting to go to Kuala Lumpur?
Is it because it might be full of koalas and Oompa Loompas?
It is. Well done. Question 14. Surprisingly, Excalibur turned out not to be a sword, but was...
A vampire.
a vampire. They were keen Arthurian historians, scholars. Question 15, your final question for this round.
Okay, is it time? Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Name either of Martin's 2 medals.
Oh, God. His Millennium Medal. No, his Millennium Star!
It is the Millennium Star, I'll let you have that. The other one?
Oh, God, it was something to do with the air.
It was his Cadet Forces Medal.
Yes.
And your final tally on your specialist subject round is 11.
Oh. I mean, yes!
So our totals at the end of round 2 are Joy has 6, Scott has 8, and Mark has got 23.
Okay.
So,
Can I sabotage
as we finish round 2, it's all to play for. And welcome back to the Missing Monkey Geek Quiz podcast. And we are now kicking off into round 3. Round 3, 15 questions on the buzzers. See what you can get. Everybody plays. Are you ready? Joy? Scott? Mark? Here we go. Question 1. Who wrote the novel World War Z? Mark?
Was it Max Brooks?
It was. Have a point. Not that you need it. Question 2. A 4-block Tetris piece is called a tetromino. How many different tetrominos are there?
6.
Oh,
Might
anyone
have
else? Mark?
5?
Nope. Scott?
7.
Indeed. 7 there are.
Even 7 strikes me.
Indeed. Question 3. Who is Professor Layton's apprentice? Yes, it's from a Nintendo game.
Played this one.
No, you don't have to have played it.
I've got to say, nobody gives a shit.
I do.
Not about
I
his
get-
system. Was his name ever anywhere on the packaging?
Yeah,
Was it?
yeah, on most of them.
Well, my instinctual reaction was to say Boy George. I don't know why.
Okay, that's not it.
Okay, I'll cancel myself out of that then.
Right. Professor Layton's apprentice is Luke Triton. Leave it alone.
I can just see why he keeps it quiet.
Question 4. How many Halo rings were initially created? Scott?
5?
Nope.
7.
No. Mark?
Well, it was enough to do the whole universe. I don't know. 12?
Yes, well done, have another point.
No way!
There were 12. There were initially 12 Halo rings created.
I like the fact that I went, well, it was enough to destroy the whole universe, and I know what one does, so, well, obviously it's got to be 12. Just
Do the math.
Yeah.
do the math.
And well done on recapping the previous 10 seconds. Question 5. The barrel of toxic waste that created the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles also caused the origin of which costumed superhero? Scott?
Toxic Avenger?
No. Mark?
Daredevil.
Daredevil is right. It hit Daredevil in the face and then tipped down the sewers, thus creating the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. They're not aliens. No. Question 6. What's the name of Ashcan Pete's dog? Anyone? Anyone? And the audience has its hands collectively raised. Audience, what's the name of Ashcan Pete's dog?
Duke.
It is Duke. Well done. 1 point for the audience.
In my defence, I'll say he never lives long enough for me to grow attached.
You get
So-
sanity back if you eat him.
Well, we always shoot him in
We
the head.
just shoot him.
How does that get you sanity?
What kind of indignity are you putting him through?
How do you get more sane by eating the dog?
I for
knows
one,
what
get
seems to
really,
be
really insane if I'm hungry.
Can I just point out you
No,
didn't
that's
even
fine.
say you would kill him. You just said you'd eat him. It's not like you'd kill him and cook him first.
No, raw live.
Raw live dog.
All right. Anyway, we've got a quiz to finish. Anyone mind?
Okay, yeah.
No? Cool. Right. Question 7. Who directed Plan 9 from Outer Space? Mark.
Edward.
Indeed, have a point. Question 8. What's the real name of Grumpy Cat? Joy.
Tiddles.
No. Mark.
It's Tard.
Yes.
Well, the owners kind of missed a trick, didn't they? They had to cover their tracks pretty quick
Right.
because they called it Tard because it was
Yeah,
short for-
okay.
Um,
What did they name it in full for public consumption?
Tartar sauce.
Tartar sauce. Well done. Have a point. Question 9. Can you name any two? No. Will you name? Will you name any two of the 4 defenders of the Earth? Scott.
Mandrake, Phantom.
Yes. The other 2 are Flash Gordon and the black guy. Lothar.
Lothar. Oh,
Right? Who, according to his biography, was a Caribbean ninja. Question 10. Which Norse god guards Bifrost, the Rainbow Bridge? Mark.
Heimdall?
Yes, have a point. Question 11. Which company created Dizzy and the Colin McRae games? Anyone? That would be Codemasters.
Oh. No.
Question 12. Who is Danger Mouse's boss? Scott.
Colonel K.
Yes, have a point. Question 13. How many spare heads does Crichton have? Mark.
3.
Yes. Have a point. Was that another guess?
No.
Okay.
Oh, one of them's mad.
Yeah, number 3's got droid rot.
Question 14. What gift does Galadriel give to Gimli? Joy.
Lock of her hair.
3 strands, I'll allow that. Well done, have a point. And question 15, final question of the night. What year does Sam initially leap from? Mark.
1999.
Yes, well done. Final point goes to Mark. And at the
Guess
end
he
of
needed that one.
Quantum Leap, represent.
And at the end of round 3, the final scores on the doors are Joy has 7. Well done. Scott has 11. And Mark has 31 points. Well done, Mark. And here you
Until the
go.
second question.
Okay.
And Mark, here you go. Here's your special hand-engraved trophy of the night. Right, enjoy it, keep it, treasure it for all it's worth.
I'm not sure I've got room for this in my house. I shall frame it.
Okay. As earlier mentioned, the 4 Pevensey children were Lucy, Edmund, Peter, and Susan. Susan didn't return for the last battle. If you want to know what happened to Susan, then you might want to read The Problem of Susan, a short story by Neil Gaiman. It's in the anthology Fragile Things, and it's a rather depressing read. Yeah. Right? So, going down the table, Mark, you win.
Yeah.
So, you get first dibs. Is there anywhere that you want to point us to online or any interesting thing you found recently?
Ooh, not recently, but I'd say check out roosterteeth.com. They've got a lot of good fun videos and hopefully a movie coming up soon.
Excellent. Scott, is there anything you want to point us out to or sell us?
Not sorry, but I'd say check out the work of Rachel Bloom at racheldoesstuff.com.
Excellent. Joy, have you got anything you'd like to tell us about?
I was going to advertise something that I'm doing. Joy K. Phillips at WordPress and also on Facebook. You can follow me attempting to self-publish my book.
Excellent. I am Big Bad John, commonly known as John Scholes, and you can find my works at vaguenet.com. If you want to take part, if you want to submit questions, or you want to sponsor the Missing Monkey Geek Quiz podcast, you can find more information at www.themissingmonkey.com. On sound, we have Jim McGrath, and scoreboarding for us, we have Muriel. This has been the Missing Monkey Geek Quiz podcast.
Yay!